sketchbook or after the sketchbook or something like that. Okay. Okay. Well, now we're going to click on the crime scene. Go to the scene of the crime.
The line.
Let me try to get this down.
Gabriel doesn't. Gabriel is on the sand and clay shop. The site is.
Yeah.
Gabriel.
Yeah, we got the clay.
Patches of grass have managed to. Patches of grass. Patches of grass. Gabriel. The site is.
Fast.
Gabriel. The site is. The grass has a.
There we go. Once again, there's...
This is the problem with this game. This is what people get really frustrated about.
There are marks in the grass, as though some heavy wire object had been set there.
Use the tweezers.
Gabriel carefully uses the tweezers to take the small iridescent scale.
I think it's a snake scale, but it beats the hell out
Now
of me.
we go
What
to
kind?
that thing and read about snakes.
Now it kind of reminds me of Blade Runner.
I mean, and save. We can also look at the snake skin. Or the snake scale or whatever.
Gabriel is carrying a scale he found near the crime scene at Lake Pontchartrain.
Okay. I remember the snake scale.
You've been to the Dixieland store?
I didn't go anywhere near any of that stuff yet. There's several ways to play this game. You don't have to do it all. Doesn't have to all be done on the first day. I don't think. But like way up in the corner. Stop. That one.
Hi. Uh-huh.
One of the photos from Moseley is an. The mask appears to be made from a real crocodile head. The glass jars contain a number of things Gabriel can't identify.
And wouldn't want?
The signs say, Special Saint Jean Eve, Lagnappe, free bottle of lover come back to me oil, or master gambling oil, with every purchase over $50.
Lagniappe. My French is lousy, but everyone in New Orleans knows what that means. A little something extra.
It's nearly as old as the one at St. George's. In this case are super concentrated fixing oils and packages of pins. A variety of cloth dolls are arranged above the shelf, each impaled with a single silver. The entire shelf is stocked with containers of High John the Conqueror root powder, voodoo and hoodoo, the craft as revealed by traditional practitioners by Jim Haskins, available at Dixieland Drugstore and other fine stores. Small bags made of felt and flannel hang from the ceiling. The sign says potion ingredients. These jars must be for do-it-yourself. The poster reads, "Power will be yours when you use Papa Legba's power." The proprietor doesn't look especially friendly. His business probably doesn't depend on walk-in.
I'm gonna talk to him.
Hi there. Is this your store?
This is a Dixieland drugstore, and I own it, me. Name's Walker, Willie Walker.
Willie Walk.
Mind if I ask you a few questions?
Ask what you want, I'll answer what I want.
Core. What's that mean?
We haven't learned about it yet. Ask about voodoo.
Can you tell me what you know about voodoo?
This is a novelty shop, monsieur.
How about the voodoo murders?
What do you know about the voodoo murders?
Cabriz Sancour.
There you go.
What did you
Now
say?
we know what Caprice-
Nothing. Those killings have nothing to do with my shop, monsieur.
Okay, now we've learned about
Now we know about
Caprice
Caprice
and
Cool.
Nolans.
What can you tell me about New Orleans?
I've lived here all my life, me.
Can you tell me anything about snakes?
Do you know anything about snakes?
What kind of snakes?
The kind they use in voodoo?
Pythons and boas. So I've heard.
Really? Do you have one?
Are you crazy? What would I want with a python?
How about St. John's?
What's the significance of St. John's Eve?
It's the biggest night of the year in voodoo.
What goes on exactly?
I couldn't say.
I really couldn't say. How about Caprice?
What did you mean when you said Cabriz Sancour?
I didn't say that.
Yes,
You did. I heard you say it.
You heard wrong, monsieur. I said no such thing.
This for some reason
Funny,
stuck in my head.
funny, funny. Schottenjäger.
Have you ever heard of a Schottenjäger?
Man, I don't even know what language that is.
Why don't you tell me about yourself?
Tell me about yourself.
My name's Willie Walker. I own the place.
And that's it.
Okay, show him the murder photo.
You're gonna show him the murder photo? That's disturbing.
Look at the voodoo paraphernalia around the body in the photograph. Are you sure you can't tell me anything about it?
No, I don't know anything about it. Nothing.
That's
What about the sketchings?
this?
Any of them, I guess.
There's no pine.
Do you recognize this pattern?
Don't look familiar at all, sir.
Okay.
Maybe the other
This is the first page of
maybe
inventory.
Snake scale or something.
Thought it was the professor that.
Do you know anything about snake scales?
I got some snake root and snake powder, but I order them wholesale. I don't handle snakes. I don't like them at all.
He knows nothing about that.
Do you recognize this pattern?
Don't look familiar at all, sir.
Okay, I think that's all with that.
Okay, so that's all with this guy. Yeah, I hadn't gone here yet because I thought you'd do this in the next chapter. So
Yeah. Well, maybe there's things that can be done sort of different.
it seems like it's definitely can be done out of order. You know.
To a certain degree, yeah.
Okay.
So maybe I think we should go on.
We're now ready to go to the bookstore and end the day. Well, we're
Okay,
gonna read that snake book.
Yeah. And then
I
Ask
knew
her
you'd
if
miss
you
me.
do
ask her
So I came
about
back.
research. Maybe
Oh
ask her-
boy,
ask her
party
about
time.
Caprice Court, 'cause I think that's like one of those things that once Willie says that for whatever reason,
You can now ask anybody
that
anything.
now it's yeah. So.
Gabriel pulls down a book on snakes.
Snakes are legless reptiles. Some snakes kill their prey with poison.
So the
Some
girl
by
wakes up in
constriction.
hospital.
A snake smells by tasting the air with its
Didn't see that
forked
part.
tongue. The smells are passed back to a sense organ in the mouth. Constrictor snakes, however, sense their prey by vibration.
Hmm. Did you know that medieval legends about dragons and giant worms are actually based on snakes? You know, dragons, devils, sea monsters, well, they've always been associated with snakes.
We do.
Grace, get alive.
Okay. Going to go get that flashlight.
Okay.
So
We'll just go back there.
let's go get the flashlight first. And coming into next week will be...
Gabriel minded.
I might need a flashlight.
Okay, so we got the flashlight.
Yeah, hopefully that's not, because I remember later in the game you go elsewhere, and
Yes.
you may not be able to. So hopefully
And
it's
so
not like,
you don't come back.
yeah,
if
hopefully
you
it's
don't
not
have
like,
it.
oh, by the way, you're 3,000 miles away and you need a flashlight. Uh-oh.
Hi, Almoner. How you doing, Almoner?
Hello.
Gabriel got the
Almoner.
flashlight free in the mail
We're trying to
when he
pronounce
ordered a
it.
magazine subscription. It works, though. At the moment.
At the moment. Okay.
You have about 2 minutes of battery life. That'd be like some, difficult game.
Gabriel Knight is a good choice. I love that game. Yes, we agree. He's played it a couple times. I've played it
I think I
at
played
least
this.
one time.
Yeah, I remember completing this during spring break many years ago.
Yeah. I played it. I played the third one, and I'm hoping we're saying your name right. Okay,
Yeah.
so now it's just time to talk
second.
to Grace. Do you want to save it first?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go and let's save it. Bookstore. Day one, bookstore. Macking on Grace. Okay, we'll save it as Macking on Grace. Okay. Talk normal. It's French. You can pronounce
So,
it
what's
as you
new,
want.
Grace?
Your use of mathematics, for one thing. These books are unbelievable.
What can I say? I refuse to be bound by rules.
The strap marks on your bedpost speak otherwise.
I
What
remember
is
her saying that.
Cabri Sancourt.
Yes. Can you tell us about Cabri Sancourt?
Let's see if that's one.
Got a minute?
There he is.
Here we
Do
go.
you know what Cabri sans corps means?
Cabri Sancourt.
No, sounds French though.
Want to look it up? How about messages?
Do you have messages?
Nope.
Okay.
Oh, St. John's Eve, that's another one.
What
Okay.
can you tell me about St. John's Eve?
St. John's Eve? Never heard of it. It must be a local custom. New Orleans love any excuse to celebrate.
We asked her about Schwarzenegger.
Do you know anything?
Doing a family tree, Gabriel?
Very funny. I mean real snakes. You know, scaly, cold-blooded. I would have thought you'd find them empathetic.
Mm-hmm. I know very little about reptiles of any kind and prefer to keep it that way. I think there's a book on snakes around here somewhere, though.
Okay, thanks.
And to go to get that book if you haven't gotten it already.
What do
She
you know?
knows.
You won't get far questioning me about it, Sherlock.
Yeah. I already
Do you
talked
know
to her
anything?
about
I've told you all I...
Go just go.
Have you?
No. Is that a voodoo word?
I don't think so. It's German.
Okay. So how about a request research
Could you do some research for me?
and check
Sure.
out her?
Could you see what you can find out about a woman named Malia Getty?
The name Getty sounds familiar. What's your interest in her?
Oh, just, stuff about the voodoo murders. If you could get an address...
Mm-hmm. They're murders. Right. I'll see what I can find out. Anything else?
I can't think of any.
I can't think of anything.
And now we're
Okay.
in day 2.
Well... it's about closing time.
So we're
So
at
it is.
61. I don't
Good
think
night,
we missed
Gracie.
anything on the
That's a
first
pretty
day.
good score for first day.
Yeah, well.
Good night,
also-
Gabriel.
Grace does
And try not to dream, okay?
Nikhil.
Wills.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Mhm.
You can just kind of imagine sort of the looking over the glasses, first the.
All right, we're day 1 is done.
But it's great writing. Definitely. definitely get the sense of the character and just even a little background, and
Mm-hmm.
races,
Mhm.
giving Gabriel crap and stuff like that.
Now another nightmare.
Oh, yeah.
Many things can be done in different chapters. That's what this is there.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I remember.
there's a couple of things that the game locked up on us, so we started actually doing some couple things we do too, and so we had to go back and like, oh, get the hell. It's nice that there's at least. So it's nice that there's that flexibility in this game. That you don't have to always do every single thing. But I do kind of imagine how many things is like, well, what if he gets kind of caught and like couldn't figure out how to get to the crime scene or something like that.
Right. Right, exactly. And I've already read this, but a mask I wore as I approach, I was what I am not. And though the pattern was unclear, its meaning could be bought. Stay tuned. Okay. Alrighty. So yeah, we had to backtrack a little bit.
Day
Good
one
morning.
though is probably one.
Don't you look swell today? Actually, swollen.
Oh,
So have some. There's a fresh pot on the table.
So now we're just being a lot more careful on our saves. Before we weren't saving nearly as much. And
Seriously, you look like hell. Your hair is sticking straight up like a... Oh, it always does that. Never mind.
ha, ha.
Did you dream about the fire and the hang guy and that lion thing last night?
Leopard, not lion. Did you get anything on Malia Getty?
Well, I did get her address, but you're a little out of your league here, big fella. The Gettys own 3 local hospitals, just to name a few of their assets. They run in very high circles.
Did you get an address?
I got the address. I suppose this has nothing to do with the fact that Malia Getty is incredibly gorgeous. I should have known you wouldn't go for a rich, ugly socialite.
And that address is...
Hey! Far be it from me to postpone your total humiliation. It's 557 West Ingram. That's a garden district, Estate City.
That's all I wanted to know. And yes, my dear, Malia Getty
that's not
is
like
the most
they would kill
dangerous-looking
them. They got
diversion
cats.
I've ever seen. Ouch!
Oh, men.
Ned.
Ahoo!
Love it.
I thought I was gonna howl. I thought I was gonna howl again. Okay, alrighty, now. That got us a point.
Yeah.
One thing I wanted to do is look at our inventory and see the patterns.
Gabriel has a photocopy of the official police file containing the partial patterns from the voodoo murders.
Comic that kind of describes sort of some of what he's.
The police file contains partial patterns from the first 6 voodoo murders.
So, the sketchbook we used, and we should have...
The images touch a deep chord in Gabriel. So familiar are they that he finds it hard to believe they aren't from his own subconscious.
How do you turn the page in the sketchbook?
Maybe you can.
Well, you drew a picture of the sketch. Wouldn't you want it for some reason?
That's in your inventory. That's a separate. sketch.
Oh, okay. I thought you was still in your sketchbook. Isn't there 7 murders?
Yeah, there's 6. See, there's 6 on this,
Yeah,
and then you go down another page.
Oh, that's what I'm
There's
looking
the 7th
for.
one.
I wanted to see this.
The partial
Read it. There we go.
The partial pattern from the crime scenes intrigues Gabriel. What does it mean?
Okay. Just to make sure that didn't miss something.
The original disc, original game. What are we, 10, 11 floppies? Yeah. Floppy disks. Played it initially on floppy instead of CD.
Mm-hmm.
Got a minute, Grace?
What's up?
I don't think
Do you have messages for me?
Nope. None right now.
nobody wants to talk to you. There's no research.
Could
for
you
her.
do some research for me?
Sure. What?
Okay, nothing now.
I can't think of anything.
Okay.
Old games tend to crash a lot. Well, for us, when we're streaming, it seems like if we're playing under a ScumVM or DOSBox, things sometimes lock up. Fortunately, it wasn't it, but generally that's the entire computer locks up. And this time it was just ScumVM that had an issue.
Yeah, definitely. ScumVM just and crashed and didn't kill the stream. Okay.
Yeah, maybe read the newspaper.
Oh yeah. That's the other thing I was gonna do. I was gonna read today's newspaper.
Times-Picayune, dated June 19, 1993. A front-page article describes the most recent of the voodoo murders. Gabriel scans it but learns nothing new. The article reiterates that the voodoo aspect of the crimes is fake. Gabriel shivers. It looked real enough to him. Elsewhere, there's an article about the history of Jackson Square, called La Plaza d'Armas. Under French rule, it was used for executions, firing squads, hanging, even impalement and breaking on the wheel. Yikes! Of course, these days it's mostly a hangout for tourists, street musicians and local artists.
Okay.
Gabriel also scans the Aquarius horoscope for the day. Chances of a dark star rising on this day. Do not trust your instinct.
The only
I
thing
feel a
new.
dark star rising, all right.
There's the growl. So the only thing new on his was
There is nothing
the
to
Gettys
open
now.
or close.
So
I'm going
let's
out.
See ya.
Go over there and see what trouble we can cause. Yep, there's the all over again. All right. First thing first.
The Garden District is famous for its elaborate old plantation homes and mansions. This particular mansion is impeccably groomed. Potted roses mark the entrance to the house. The garden broad steps lead from the walk to the door. The huge trees bear beards of Spanish moss. Perfectly groomed hedges run along the front of the park.
This place is better maintained than the Colonel's
The garden,
plantation.
Oh,
Colonel's
no
place.
doubt about that.
the front door of the Getty mansion looks unusually solid and heavy.
Okay, let us open the door.
Gabriel can't get inside unless he's invited. This door is pretty solid. The knocker is firmly attached to the knocker is firmly the knocker is firm.
Let's operate the knocker.
May I help you?
I'd like to see. Which one do you want to do? Magazine, subs, or seeing Malia?
Try the top.
I'd like to see Malia Getty, please. I'm sorry, but unless you have an appointment or official business, I cannot announce you.
Magazine subscriptions for sale, or I do have an official business.
Magazine subscription.
I have a fine selection of magazine subscriptions for sale. We do not welcome solicitors.
I'm doing some art now, so I'll lurk. Okay.
Well, it's not too much longer.
Yeah,
almost done.
we're also just about done.
Yeah, it's almost 3.
May I
Yeah.
help
Barely through
you?
day 1.
Well, we've got.
Selling encyclopedias. Yes.
encyclopedias? Go away.
Go away.
Actually, I'm a robber.
Are you a burglar?
May I help you?
Oh, I thought he said I'd like to have sex with men. Like,
It is
whoa!
I do have official business. Really? Please tell me the nature of your business.
Okay, we have no official business. Okay, so going here just doesn't help us out yet. It's implied, but not said out loud.
Well,
Just as I
that's
thought. Good day, sir.
You need to be a little more official about your business.
Yeah, I need to be
There's
a
some- there's
police
some other-
detective.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm
and
gonna
You don't have that evidence.
going to boogie on out of here. My grandma told me to go to the cathedral #1.
Yeah. This
Is
one
that
of
the time to do this now?
those- Let's go. I mean, we only have 4 minutes. This is one of those things, like I said, if ever. No, the cemetery. Oh, go to confession. The door's on the left. On the left, it's like the red curtains.
Okay, we're gonna we're gonna go to confession because you know that's gonna go well.
Maybe after.
The confessionals cannot be moved. Curtain confessionals are a subtle, old-fashioned presence on the left of the nave.
Give me a second.
The confessional is empty, and there does not seem to be a priest.
May I help you, my
Oh, there
child?
we go.
The confessional is used more in the remastered version of the game.
I haven't played the remaster. With some of the voice acting in this game, it's just so classic. So it's almost like, would I want to do it? I mean, unless there's things that help, like not having to worry about find the pixel as much. Peace.
I'd like to make a confession.
All right, if it will make you feel better.
I've had impure thoughts about a woman I met.
Impure thoughts? You mean thoughts of sexual relations?
You could say that, but worse than what you mean.
Worse? You mean extreme sexual relations?
Well, not involving animals or anything.
How do you know?
Oh, well, I see. Perhaps we should just leave it at that. Pray for forgiveness and say 10 rosaries. Is there anything else?
Yeah.
Yes.
Nope, that's it.
No.
Goodbye, then. Peace go with you.
Does he say more?
I think there's different things.
Okay.
I think there's one where he just talks about how many women he's been with or something, and the guy keeps talking.
The confessional is empty. The confessional is empty.
Or did you operate?
Oh shoot. Okay, go back in.
The panel behind the mesh window moves from the other side.
May I help you, my child?
You know I want to make a confession.
I'd like to make a confession.
All right, if it will make you feel better.
All right.
I haven't paid my assistant for 3 months.
Have you had the money?
Nope.
Sounds like a matter for the court, son, not the church. Is there anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Oh
Goodbye,
my
then.
god.
Peace go with you.
do it again.
You can't operate or
The exit, you got right out.
well, that's because he hit exit.
No,
Yes, it's exactly.
I know, but I'm not trying to. I'm trying to operate the freaking thing's going to exit.
And move to the center of the screen.
May I help you, my child?
I'd like to make a confession.
All right, if it will make you feel better.
Some people say I'm a selfish person, Father.
We can always strive to improve ourselves. Patterns can be broken.
Yes, thank you, Father.
Is there anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Goodbye, then. Peace go with you.
So, move to the center.
It's like trying to operate.
Uh-oh. Didn't work.
Talk on.
The confessional is empty. The confessional is...
Hey, I'll ask the questions around here.
The confessional is empty. The confessional... The conf...
Maybe you have to leave.
That doesn't seem to work that way. There is nothing to...
Maybe it's like, you know, Bozo, you've asked a couple questions. You've been here a couple times.
May I help you, my child?
I'd like to make a confession.
All right, if it will make you feel better.
I think I just need an overall apology to the universe.
Yeah.
I see. Apology noted.
Thanks, Father.
Is there anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Would be
Goodbye,
nice
then.
if you had more dialogue.
Peace
You know,
go
you
with
didn't have to keep going in and out, in and out. Because I didn't operate it. The only thing I did is I exited, and then I came back in, and then I used the foot to like get in the middle.
May I help you, my child?
Oh, we're doing great. How you doing, Leo? All right, we're going to try to make another confession.
I'd like to make a confession.
All right, if it will make you feel better.
I've had a lot of women, Father.
Here we go.
A lot? More than 10?
Like what, 30?
Yes, Father.
More than 20?
Yes, Father.
More than 40?
Yes, Father.
Son, I don't think this is a matter for a priest. I think you need a good therapist.
Yes, Father.
Is there anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Goodbye, then. Peace go with you.
Is that the gist of the question?
That was the one I remembered.
Okay. Because I was thinking that it was kind of like, I just gives you that scene in Detroit Rock City where you say leather teddy.
Yeah, like at least for the best.
Better. Oh, no. Watch Detroit Rock City if you guys don't believe it. Okay, so if we head this way, will we head out toward the cemetery?
I think there's one. It's just the center.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that took you out of... Took you to Jackson Square.
Interesting. Okay. So how you doing, Leo? How's everything going for you? Happy Sunday.
Oh, and a hot dog vendor.
Okay. He's sitting here in my cutscene.
Or something. I hung up.
There I go, breaking the game again.
Right. There it is.
Okay, now we got
Maybe it
it.
was just...
Exit. Well, they're not even here yet. Going great, little hungover, doing all right. Thank you very much for my happy Monday today. I appreciate that. Okay, so what did I do wrong?
St. Louis. Top left. Top left. Yeah.
Oh, the
Where you
cemetery
tend
is
to-
right there.
where
Okay,
you tend to bury people.
makes sense. Oh yeah, I remember this guy.
Okay, there's the dam writing on the side that's abandoned.
All right, now let's look at that real quick.
Alright, talk to that dude though.
Oh yeah, this is like
Can you
the.
sketch it?
Let me try.
I want a copy of these strange marks.
Might take me an hour or two.
Now it'd be like, use your phone, take a picture.
She is coming today.
Oh, but in Space Quest 6, they have that dude has a small cameo.
Oh
Space
yeah.
Quest 6.
An old man tends the cemetery with movements akin to a slow drawl.
You ask
I'm
the
sorry
first
to bother you.
questions?
Yeah?
Well,
What can I do for you?
guess could sort of
Mind if I pick your brain a minute?
Go ahead.
I
These
think
folks
it's
ain't in no hurry.
Ask about voodoo.
What can you tell me about voodoo?
Look at
They
that
say
beard.
it was part of an old religion from Africa, brought here by slaves.
Voodoo
What
murders.
do you know about the voodoo murders?
Ain't it just awful, them finding those bodies with voodoo things around them? I don't think there's any real voodoo going on. Somebody's trying to cover their tracks is all.
New Orleans.
What can you tell me about New Orleans?
Seem like everybody want to visit New Orleans at least once in their lives. And they love the cemetery tour. I see tourists in here every day of the year.
And snakes.
Do you know anything about snakes?
Snakes? I see snakes around here all the time. Most of them ain't poisonous, of course.
How about St. John's Eve?
What's the significance of St. John's Eve?
Why, St. John the Baptist is the patron saint of voodoo.
Hmm.
Sometimes we get some weird goings-on in that cemetery on that night. More often a few nights before. People taking grave dirt, bones, and more.
That's pretty disgusting.
Yep. Don't know what they do with them, but it can't be pretty.
Can you tell me about Caprice and
Do you have any idea what Caprice sans cœur means?
No, can't say that I do.
It's the only guy who.
Have you ever heard the word Schottenjäger?
I don't know what you talking about.
Yeah, what are you talking about? Why don't you tell me about yourself?
Tell me about yourself.
My name is Toussaint Gervais.
Toussaint
I'm the
Gervais.
watchman here at St. Louis number 1.
What exactly do you do here?
Oh, I keep the place tidy, cause, but a big part of my job, too, is looking out for the grievers, you know. People come to pay their respects, and they need looking out for. Sometimes they so grief-bound they don't know what they doing.
Okay. St. Louis Cemetery number 1.
Tell me something about
Only
St.
reason I'm
Louis
going on a little
Cemetery.
more is that God
Number 1.
You know why the dead are buried in tombs and not in the ground, don't you? The water table's too high. them coffins would float right out of their graves.
What happened after Katrina?
Yeah.
Them dead would go floating right down into the water. Course, if it were Mardi Gras, nobody'd even notice.
But yep, that's actually what happened. So, about a dozen years after this game came out,
Yeah. Then it was flooded down there. All those bodies.
cemeteries flooded, and so yep, out of the ground.
That's scary.
Go take care of the food.
All right, I'm just gonna click on some things.
New Orleans is famous for its above-ground
No.
tombs. The high water table prevents bodies from being interred underground. The name Ross is inscribed on this old tomb.
Okay, so
The marks are reddish in color and reminds Gabriel of crosses. They look like they've been here a few days at least. The tomb wall doesn't respond. Gabriel can't take anything from the tomb wall that way.
all right, so let's exit and a second here. Now the guy's gone. And click on the statue.
A stone angel stands silently before a tomb.
A marble snake. Now that's cheerful.
Here and there in the cemetery, straggly plants grow in stone planters. Saint Louis Cemetery, number 1, is one of the most historic and beautiful places in the French Quarter. This is the tomb of Marie Laveau, Voodoo Queen of New Orleans. Odd-looking marks adorn the Laveau tomb wall. Vases seem to be a favorite decoration for the dead. This old tomb is in a sorry state of disrepair.
There's probably no one left in the family to maintain it.
An angel with a cross stands guard over one of the tombs. Saint Louis Cemetery, number 1.
Okay.
New Orleans. Gabriel doesn't see a name on this tomb. Saint Louis.
No, that didn't